Hello, everyone. This is Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. I hope you're having a wonderful morning, evening, wherever you are around the world. I just wanted to come back. I know it's been a long time, but I'm here. And I'm just grateful because today is May the 26th. Well, what happened May the 26th? May the 26th was when I first started my weight loss journey in 2015. And it's been a hit and miss. When I first started, I was very dedicated to what I was doing because I really wanted to get the weight off and I wanted to feel better. And as years progressed, I was hitting and missing, and then I started not doing the things that I had started doing in the beginning because they weren't working. Or at least I thought they weren't working. But I realized that because I wasn't doing the exercise like I used to do, that it was no matter what I was eating, that my weight still was not going away. So I would start with this vigor. I'm going to do this, and I got to do this not only because I wanted to look better, but because of health reasons. And I just wanted to get back up on my feet and be able to do things that I could not do in the past. Well, things seemed to progress and got worse. And so I just kind of gave up. And every time I would give up, I would say, come on, Dorcas, you can do it. You know, I was my own cheerleader, and I would start back and then I would fall off the wagon again. Now we're here in 2021. So that's 6 years that I have been going back and forth. But this is what I want to say. You know, even though I keep going back and forth, there's something down inside of me that keeps telling me, Dorcas, you got to go ahead. So yesterday was the 25th, and that was my sister's birthday, the one that just died. And, you know, I just kind of like, I don't want to do anything today. But then I kept getting up and trying and kept coming in my office and trying to do different things. And it just seemed like it wasn't working. So finally, you know, I went into my room and I was just listening to different things on my cell phone. And by that night, I always like to watch Double with the makeovers that they do with homes. I've always liked to watch homes, and I've always liked the Better Home magazine. I don't even know if they make those anymore, but that I really like that. So I turned on the TV and I was watching that, and this commercial came on, and it's QB, where people are sitting down and they're doing exercise. And so after that, then I turned off the TV because my phone was ringing, and I talked on the phone a little bit. But after I talked on the phone, I started doing my exercise, and I did my exercise in my bedroom. And after I did my exercise, I was saying, God, I want something different. I just want to do something different because I'm burnt out with what I have been doing, with doing the exercise in the bed. It just, I'm burnt out. But I know I need to keep going because if I don't, then I'm going to gain the weight right back. Now, the one thing that I'm grateful for is in 2015, I was eating mayonnaise sandwiches. And I can honestly say that that's not the case now. When I talked to my doctor in 2015, I was really in a bad place. And I started eating differently and exercising, and the weight started coming off. And I believe that's because my body wasn't used to what I was doing. But once my body got accustomed to what I was doing, it seemed to cause everything just to slow down. And the slow down process was what was really bothering me. But I still, the years that I've been, the 6 years, I'm cognizant of what I eat. Now, I'm not saying that I always eat the right thing because that is simply not true. But I am saying this, that I eat right more times than I don't eat right. I try to be sensitive to what I put in my body. And I'm really glad for that. Um, if I haven't learned anything, I've learned how to read labels. I know how to read labels. I know how to tell how much sugar is in a content. I know calories now. I know how to do the calorie counting, and I know how the body needs protein. I learned about the protein later on in what I was doing, and it was about 5 or 6 years, no, 5 years, that I learned that you need to add more protein to your diet. So I've learned different things as I have went along, and I'm grateful to that. And I appreciate God for all the teachers that have been in my life to train me and let me see something different. Now, most of you know I was over 400 pounds. I'm not there now. And I'm grateful for that. And I don't want to go there. And so I want to keep going and doing the right thing. Now, after my sister died, a couple weeks before she died, I had did my hair. My hair was growing back. And I said, we were doing a video conference. And I told her, I said, look at my hair. And so I went in the bathroom because I really wanted her to see, because the lights are really bright in my bathroom. And she's like, oh, Dorcas, my hair was growing back. But the day my sister died, my whole system just like went into a shock. A couple days later, my hair was just coming out in my hand. Just coming out in my hand. And I had no control over my hair coming out. So my hair has really came out. So now I'm dealing with my hair out. I'm a woman and I feel totally ugly because I don't have the hair that I used to have. I used to have very long hair. And so I'm dealing with all these emotions. I'm dealing with my sister's gone. I'm dealing with what's going on in my physical body and in my mental state, and trying to move forward in the things that I know that I should be doing. And what happens when we are bombarded by different things? And sometimes it seems like they're all at once. But I want to tell you, God is still with us. And so this year, when I was laying in the bed, 2021, and I was talking to God about my physical, the way that I feel physically, the way that I look, my hair, just the different things, my body. And I was just talking about that. And then I said I wanted something different. And there's nothing wrong with wanting something different. There's a lot of different changes that have been made in my life, and I am grateful for them, even though sometimes it looks like that it's not the right thing, but God will take us the way that He wants us to go. And so what happened was I was laying in the bed and I said, I ought to get me a QB because they're low impact. And I seen, senior citizens sitting down doing exercise, and I would always see these commercials when the programs were breaking for a commercial, and I said I ought to get me one, but they never said how much they cost. They just gave a phone number, and so I was saying, should I do it? And I said, Dorcas, but you done paid off all your credit cards, and now are you going to put another bill? And I said, yeah, because there's some things that I'm working on that I need to do and I'm going to do. and it's going to take money to do them. And so I'm trying to be very watchful and wise with my money and my spending. And I was just laying there and I was like, but yeah, but I could get this QB and it would be something different for exercise. Getting up out of the bed would be challenging to me. And so if I'm not challenged, I it just don't work with me. I have to be challenged and pushed and motivated. So I was laying in the bed and I said, should I get it? Maybe I should just go ahead and put it on my credit card. I can pay it off. And I was going through those changes, and then I said, but Dorcas, you said about your credit cards. Now, is this QB the thing that you really need? And at one point, I was like, yeah, it is the thing I really need, because I need to go to the next level in order to do what I'm going and I need to do. So anyway, I slept on it, and then I woke up this morning and my phone rang. And my friend that was on the other line said, hey, Dorcas, happy anniversary. Today is the 26th. And I said, wow. I said, I was doing my exercise last night, and I thought, this is the 6th year, and it was my anniversary. And I told my friend, I said, but I want to do something different. And that's really in my heart, to do something different, something for Dorcas, something that God would be pleased in my life. And so I was thinking about that QB. And so I told her, I said, I wanted to do something different for my anniversary. I said, I started last night to get this QB thing that they have, that you can sit down and you can do exercise and everything. And so she was like, what? And I was telling her, and she said, well, how do you spell it? And so I thought it started with a Q, but it starts with a C. And I said, wait, hold on. Let me look at my phone, because I was looking at it last night. While I'm talking to her and about the QB, and I said, and I looked, and I was like, oh, this thing costs $349. And I was like, oh, man, that's way over what I would have wanted to spend. And we're just talking about it. And so she said, after I told her how it was spelled, she's over on Amazon ordering the QB for me for my anniversary. Dorcas, I'm going to buy this for you for your anniversary. Even when we're not faithful, God is faithful. And I was like, no, I'm not telling you this. We're talking. And she said, Dorcas, let me see. I'm updating the address, and the QB will be here in 2 days. What am I saying? Sometimes when we feel defeated or ugly, or we got to know that God don't see us like we see ourselves. And I looked in the mirror and I looked at my hair this morning when I was combing it, and I was like, hey, my hair is really growing back. And I thank God for that. But sometimes with me in the past, I've been so hard on myself, and a lot of times it's because people have spoken negative words over me, and I take those words inside. But we cannot let people dictate who we are. And I think that's what God has let me see, even with the death of my sister. You have to go on and be who God say that we are. And so whatever you're doing, it could be weight, it could be something else, it could be a relationship. We have to know that God is faithful even when we're not. He loves us even when we don't feel lovable. And not only does God love us, God has people that genuinely love us. And I just am so grateful. I just wanted to come back and report that I haven't did everything right. and I keep Dorcas Gazelle up and running. And people go there. And people have told me, Dorcas, they're waiting on another video. And sometimes I don't even know what to say. Because I promised when I first started this video website and the things that we're doing, that I would never report something that I'm not doing. I will never come here and lie to you about I'm doing this, that, and the other, and I know I'm not. But deep down in my heart, I know that I can do this. But deep down in my heart, I have to understand who Dorcas is and who God has made me. Not people. Who God has made me. And I have to celebrate the life that I have. If it's just one more day. If it's 10 more years. Who knows? But we have to understand that people do not dictate our destiny. Only God and ourselves. And it's what are we going to do to be a better you? What am I going to do to be a better me? And I'm telling you, I'm excited because I was going to close my business, and I had reopened my business and just trying to do different things to make sure that I'm financially secure as I walk through this life. And it's been some different challenges, but God is always faithful. He's always looking out for us. But we have to do our part. We cannot just put everything on God. We have to do our part. And the thing that I believe that happened to me this morning with my friend calling and getting the QB for me is because God sees our heart. Man looks on the outward appearance, but God is looking at that heart. Dorcas, I know you want to do this. I know you want to get up more than you're up. I know you want to help yourself. He knows all those things. He knows those things about you. You may get knocked down, I don't know how many times, but God knows what's really in our hearts. And that's where He meets us at. It's a heartfelt love that He has for all of us. And I know this isn't a church thing, but I know this is a God thing because God is in all of us. And I just wanted to come back and tell you that I celebrate 6 years. The 26th of May was the first day that I ever found out that I could do something about my weight. And it was my doctor that told me. She's not my doctor now, but she'll always be my doctor. She's moved on, but I'll never forget her because she was the one that introduced me to a plan that caused me to lose over 50 some pounds, 50, 60 some pounds. I lost a lot of weight. And it was because of her. It was her encouragement. It was her staff and the people at the office. It was the people that were around me that were encouraging me. It was my friends. It was my family. It was everybody that was encouraging me. Let us be encouragement to each other. Even when we fall and don't do the right thing, we got to always know that we can get up. And so this is what I say. We're in 2021 and I haven't did everything that I needed to do. I haven't did my exercise like I should have. But I still have a chance to get up. Why? Because breath is still in my body. And I choose to get up. I wanted the exercise thing. God has provided it for me. Now, it's not up to God to make me get on the QB. It's up to me to get there and do my exercise. We try to blame people and for our situations and our circumstances, And it's things that we have to do. It's like your hair is coming out. Your hair has came out. It stopped coming out. Okay, you need to start doing something to develop your hair to grow again. If you don't like the way you look, change the way you look. Don't blame people, places, or things. If I don't like the way I look, I have the ability to change the way that I look, especially when I place myself in the hands of God, because He loves us. Death is final as far as people going, but memories are forever. We will never forget those who have gone on before us. And I'm just grateful that we can't stop here. I can't stop here. I have to keep going. And I thank God that I want something different. That's my cry. I want something different. I don't want to do the same things that I used to do, especially with my weight and just my back. I just want something different. And I believe that it's time for me to celebrate change. I believe that God wants Dorcas to be happy. I believe God wants Dorcas to feel good about herself. And guess what? I believe He wants the same thing for you. Oh yeah, you. He wants us to be happy and enjoy this life that He has given us. He does. So that's what I'm going to press on. That's what I'm going to do. Hey, this has been Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. And I'm not going to say when I'm coming back, but I'm going to tell you when I get my QB, I'm going to let you know. Because I am so excited that my friend would think enough of me to call me and say happy anniversary, and then turn right back around while we're talking. She's on Amazon ordering the QB for me. Thanks a million. Thank God for giving me friends that genuinely love me. This has been Dorcas Chandler at dorcasgazelle.com. And if nobody have told you today that they love you, hey, I love you. Walk in victory. Walk in expectations. Look for a brighter day. God bless you, Dorcas C. Chandler. It is your season. Walk in victory.